Nice to meet you, Mr. Andy.
Thank you, Dimas.
It's Wednesday already, so I have to report my thank you for this week. I'm just creating a sign up form in the React application in the front end. And I'm actually have an error. I've just pulled the repo, the Milov profile, like 2 hours ago, actually. So you have push into Milov profile, and I believe I just create a poll for request, and you changing from type RM to Typegoose, right?
Yep.
And I have an issue
Okay.
on that.
Okay, put that on the meeting agenda, and we can discuss that later during the issue section.
I'm sorry that my laptop is running slow.
Okay.
I have a lot of going on in my laptop. Maybe. Wait. My laptop is so laggy. Okay. Yes. For the CQ, I have created the sign up form and connected to GraphQL before, and it can create a user. And for business base, I believe we are slowly starting the development of the front end application. And how about your week, sir?
Well, I'm still trying to find a new team member. Not yet found yet.
I have my volume 100%, but I cannot hear you very clearly.
So we are still trying to find a new team member.
Oh, for what part? For what job?
For WordPress developer. Okay. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I've seen the blog post about it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Maybe we can see what I have progress. So I'm just create simple, and for it's not already using InDesign. I think it's using Material UI, and I tried to using Material UI, but I have to learn the state management in React app, and I'm just getting used to it, and I have not been able to implement it yet because I've just know that React have class based and functional component by function or component by class base, right? And there's a difference between managing state and taking an input from user and how to pass that data, and I have to learn a lot before I can implement it yet, I think. So but with this simple, actually we can create for example unique username, and this password is just not working, it's just temporary. And for sign up, actually I've success I have I've successfully create a function. So if we look at it, we can find in our database by this log of what that we've created.
Okay, it's very nice.
So there is a data there. Yes, so we have successfully create a user. If we find that user, we can. Actually, this sign in is just not implemented yet. I'm just using this sign in form for finding a user that, yeah, we can see that user found. So
very nice.
that's very simple. I think I'm not doing a lot this week. And I have much.
So this is your first time using React?
Actually not the first time, but it's such a long time ago. I've using React 2 years ago, 2018, and maybe I have forget a lot about it.
Okay. So is this your first time using Material UI?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
And for routing also, I have problem with that, and I have to learn much about it for the routing in React. That's why I cannot implement it yet, so the sign in can move to home page because
Okay, so you don't like front end.
Yes.
So you don't like front end development.
Yeah. So my issue instead of that is I'm trying to. This is actually from the previous commit. The working backend is from my previous commit. This is the newest one that I pull from you. And I'm trying to yarn start dev. It seems to me the problem is it doesn't connect the database yet, I think. I have checked the environment, the .env. It has to be correct actually, because I have named it Heartenly Dev, and the URL is also the same, localhost 27017. But if I'm trying to run a query from it, it doesn't fetch any data.
Okay.
It doesn't really connect to my MongoDB database, I think.
Okay. I've added some logging there so you can see what is the query that's being executed by the driver. Okay, so just wait a bit. So have you run yarn, just yarn to
Sorry, sir.
update? Have you run yarn to update the dependencies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have run it. I have installed all the dependency.
So did you like front-end development or do you hate it?
Actually, I'm liking it too. It yes, you can argue with that, but it's more simple, I think. It doesn't really need complex logic to connecting or to database on and the models or anything. In front end, you can use a lot of frameworks and you can use template design framework for design that have been provided by other third parties like InDesign, like Material UI, in React.
Okay. So did you use Apollo client to post the sign up form?
No, I have not used it. I'm just using a regular fetch function. How it can be so powerful with Apollo client and Apollo server, but I don't know how to implement it yet.
Okay. So if anytime you want to ask something about Apollo client, actually you can ask Kevin here.
Oh.
Because yeah, he's done
Okay.
something about it. Okay.
Yeah. So we have already run it, and if I try to find all limit, for example, it doesn't show me any data like this.
Okay, now try to open the console for that in Visual Studio Code. You can see there's log, right? Okay, so you can see there in the issue initial query find harleydev.user. So that is the correct database and collection, right?
Yes.
Okay, limit 0, skip 0. Okay, that may be a problem because usually we don't query using limit of 0. We usually query with a limit of something, maybe 20 or 10 or 100, but usually not limit of 0. So something is wrong with the query. And then skip of 0 is okay because usually if it's like the first page, then skip is definitely 0. Now, when you see the query is take 10. So can you see that there is something wrong with that? Because the query shouldn't be take 10. Because there is a difference between the parameter in type_rm and the parameter in Typegoose. Yeah. So check the implementation of this service. Yeah. So you can see which one is wrong with find all limit function.
It the query, it doesn't work in all of our GraphQL query and mutation.
Well, you cannot say
Like this, for
all,
example.
but you cannot say all because you have to check each one. Okay. So which
But
one that you want to check first?
if you look at another query, it also replying the same. Cannot read property. Cannot return null for nullable field.
Okay, let's solve it one by one, yeah, one by one. So because the query for find all limit is wrong, so first let's go there first. This one is also wrong. If you see there, the
Limit
problem
minus
with
one.
the problem with the user query is that can you see the query there? Okay, can you see the query on the right? Can you highlight it? The part of the query. Can you highlight it?
Yes.
Okay.
This one.
Yeah. Can you highlight it? The part where the query. Okay. Can you highlight using the highlight? Can you highlight using the mouse?
This one.
Okay. So do you think that's right or wrong?
Where ID one is right. The
No,
limit.
that is wrong. That is wrong. Because in MongoDB, the query should be just underscore ID colon 1. There should not be anywhere. The where there is wrong. Because the where is from TypeORM API. So I need to change that to this one.
Oh.
By the way, have you pulled again? Can you try to pull again? Because maybe there is a change if you.
Pardon me, sir.
Can you pull the repo again?
This is the newest one.
Okay, the newest one like several minutes ago or 2 hours ago.
Okay.
Okay, just pull it now, just to be sure.
Profile. 2
just
hours
use,
ago.
Just use Visual Studio Code. Yeah, just to upload there, just to make sure.
To commit it first. From
Okay.
branch master, right?
Yes. Okay, you can do a sync there.
Actually,
okay.
It's still refactor type because working, and
yeah, it's okay. I mean, I just want to like just do a pull, just to make sure, and then we can move on. Okay. Okay. So now check the find all limit function.
Find one or find all the limit.
Find all limit. Find all limit. So just one by one, yeah. Because the first one that is wrong is find all limit. So let's check this function first.
Here's the function.
Okay, so you can see that this is the problem because the query is just find and take 10. So the new not the new way. The Typegoose or Mongoose way to do this would be, I will show that to, okay, in the Zoom chat, you can replace with that instead. So try it and let's see if that works. Okay, so try it.
Please check my connection.
I think it's still restarting already.
Server cannot be reached. Why server cannot be reached?
I think it's still restarting because when it restarts, you will see like some logs of the green stuff there. So just need to take some time. Okay, it's already running now. Or maybe you are also running XMPP. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea to stop all of XMPP when doing this, because you do not need MySQL, you do not need Apache working for this one. So that does save some memory.
Field.
Okay, so this is for the user ID.
So we have to adjust, I think, to adjust all our query to type. Okay, let's try find user by ID. Okay, it's working now.
Okay, cool. But I think there is still some wrong syntax. Yeah.
In where?
I see. Scroll above. I think in the function. Can you scroll? That one. Where's it? Oh yeah, find one by canonical and something. That's. I think that's my own functions. Yeah. It's still wrong. But anyway, this is good progress because now you know how Typegoose works. As you can see that most of the code has not been changed. And if you see on the models user.ts, that's like the longest source code. You can see that a lot of it has not changed at all. Basically, the one that changes
on a model.
Yeah, user.ts, because this is the longest file, yeah. And most of it is still not changing.
Okay.
It's still the same as before in TypeORM.
Okay.
All right. So the issues has been resolved. So please continue. So how much RAM is in this computer? I think
I'm sorry, my volume is really low.
Okay.
Huh?
So how much is the memory in this computer?
Oh, the RAM.
Yeah.
The RAM is egg. I think it's 8
Oh,
GB of RAM.
really? So 8 gigabytes should be enough. So I'm really wondering what happens here. Okay.
That's another problem. Document must have an ID before saving.
Okay. So let's check again what's wrong.
With tab ORM, it's the ID is
Okay.
automatic, right?
Mm,
Automatic
okay.
in the
Let's try it.
MongoDB.
Okay. Let's try it. Let's
Document
check.
must have an ID before saving.
Okay. Let's check the implementation for that.
The documentation
Implementation.
or the implementation. For creating for
Okay.
create a user. This one.
Mhm. All right. So I think this is because of the schema. Yeah.
Do we have to put? Do we have to pass ID
Mm,
as an parameter, as an argument?
okay. Yeah. I think so. Because you are getting the data directly from GraphQL. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So yeah, you need to set the ID. And actually, in our schema, the ID is integer. So
Hmm.
you cannot use the auto-generated object ID.
Hmm.
So it's
So
you have to set the ID anyway.
how can we generate a random integer and
Okay.
working
Okay.
for ID? So it's not class
Okay. So for now we can use random. However,
hmm.
actual uh, the
Implementation.
actual logic later
Hmm.
will be to use a sequence. Actually, should
Use
should use a
use.
sequence.
We have to use what kind of technology, sir?
Sequence.
Sequence.
Yeah. Sequence is it's not really a technology. It's just a way to generate um, a bigger number than the last used number. Okay,
Hmm.
but for the ID, you can set. I will give you some code on chat. Maybe you can see. You can use here. I think math.
I will bring headset up for my next meeting.
Oh, you don't use headset, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to for the next meeting. I have to bring.
Hmm. Okay. So I will put it here. Wait, why cannot edit this one? Oops. Wait, let me give you the chat.
Okay.
I cannot type anything here. So weird. Oh, now I have an issue with my computer. Okay, can you check the chat?
Okay. Your phone to limiting. And for credit, we have to.
Yeah, and then set that new ID into user data. So set the user data dot underscore ID. Yeah. So you need to set the underscore ID and it should work. Yep. I think formula product. Okay.
Okay.
So it works now. Okay, but it's using a random ID.
Hmm.
Okay. But I would say that for now, for this step, yeah, this is good enough. Yeah. So at least now you can create, and maybe later you can make UI for editing and viewing data and so on. Okay. I would say that hopefully that will be in InDesign, yeah, InDesign or InDesign Pro.
Oh, how to put the user criteria, sir?
Okay, you can use the autocomplete there. You can use the autocomplete.
Wait.
Yeah, there is user in. Why user input? That's weird.
Where?
Nah, yeah, where? Okay, so where? Yep. Then make an object there. It should be an object.
Whereas in file value?
Yeah, expected user criteria. So that should be an object, not string.
Like what?
Make an object. I think I have to scream here so that you can hear. Make an object.
Oh. Where ID?
Yep.
The name. able. Why? Why can we retrieve the ID?
Okay, I think it's because of the implementation. Maybe you can check first on the implementation of that edit.
Today's meeting is the most confusing meeting we ever been.
Oh, because it just returns the user data. Yeah, you're right. This should be
Because ID.
okay. Wait.
So where did we do wrong?
Okay. The problem is because the function only returns the user data.
The return the user data. Oh,
Yeah, user
here.
data is the input. Yeah. So actually, what it does is that it should.
And by select again, like this.
Yeah, but not by slug. Yeah, the most
By ID.
correct way is by ID. So you can return find. However, that's a correct way to do this, but it is not efficient. Yeah. But you can try this first. Just make sure that it works. Just to make sure that it works.
Find by ID, and we have to input the ID. User, this user model. Yeah, user model. This user model. Set name. Oh, we just updating the name, sir.
Yeah. So if you want to update other fields, then you need to put it explicitly inside the set. Yeah. If you want to update something else. Okay. And actually, okay. So I will tell you how is the more efficient way should be. So now replace update one with find one and update.
Wait. The
Oh, you're still trying.
here.
Okay. Try this one first. Okay.
Try this one first. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's working.
Okay.
The
So now change the function to that, and you
return.
can on chat. Yeah, on chat. Yeah.
Find one and update. Okay.
And then you can add the last parameter as in Zoom chat.
Last parameter new true. Find one and update. Find one and update. Like this.
Yep. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, you please add the other fields, yeah, not just name, so that you can check if it can update like Slack and email there. Actually,
Oh,
in
yeah.
in the real world, we will not be like editing user all of the fields, yeah. So because user will need to edit the fields by page, okay, because there is a process like for changing email. It's not as simple as changing email, yeah. When user changes email, the user will need to verify the new email before we can change the email in the database. Same goes for like changing the mobile phone or something. It's not just like, okay, edit the mobile phone number and then it's edited. No, the user needs to verify first before adding. So that's why actually the mutation in GraphQL is mutation specific to the fields that are being edited. Okay.
Can we extract the data, the user data? This is an object, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we just extract it and put it here, like?
Yes, you can actually, if you want, using dots. Yep.
Can we do this?
Yes, in this case you can do this, but I would say this is not the best practice. Yeah, should be explicit. But for testing, you can do it now.
Why? Why? And it's not coming. Oh.
Just need to be patient.
I don't know why taking my laptop to be so laggy like this.
Yeah, you need to do some checking. Or do you have some storage space left? If you still have some
Oh,
storage, you can
yeah,
try
maybe.
dual boot with Ubuntu 2004. Yeah,
Yes.
if you have some storage, yeah, because maybe like 20 gigabytes is enough for a lot of stuff. I definitely think that that will be much faster than this one.
Okay.
Okay, it works, and
So
it's
relief.
so it's not only working, but it's also very efficient because using one command, you update and then you get the new document from the database. So it's definitely the most updated version. And maybe is this your first time with MongoDB?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So do you know if there is any command in SQL, maybe MySQL or MariaDB, that you
Yes,
can, in one command, you update and then you get the new version of the data? Is there a
with
command in
what
SQL?
command?
Yeah, I'm asking you, is there a command in SQL that you can do,
Huh?
like find one and update in one command?
In my knowledge, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is no such command, yeah, in SQL. So this is one of the features that making MongoDB more efficient, is that you can do, basically this is like two operations, yeah, in one single operation. Maybe for this one it has no effect, but when you have like thousands or millions of transactions, yeah, even a single optimization is necessary. Yeah, will be important.
That's why MongoDB is very effective for data, big data, and data mining, and
yeah,
so on.
I believe so. I think a lot of companies are using MongoDB for big data right now. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's
This has
continue.
been a really confusing meeting, but I so relief we can successfully solve all our problem. And for the issue, yes, I have to learn more about site management and routing in React.js, and we already solved the existing Typegoose syntax and generate ID actually,
Okay.
and I have to bring headset,
Yeah.
of course, for the
Okay.
next week.
Okay. So for the generate ID one, because we have resolved it, but you need to improve that for the next meeting. So you can move you can move this task for the recap to do list, yeah, for next week. So I have given
Sequence
you a
lagi.
reference there,
Hmm?
auto increment sequence. So that will be like
Oh,
auto incrementing the ID in MongoDB.
okay, okay, okay.
So you can use that for next time. So instead of like random, it should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay,
Okay.
just like auto increment in SQL, but in MongoDB, yeah, it's a little hard to do that. Yeah, there needs to be something not as straightforward as in SQL, just to do that.
Okay. Um. So in the next meeting, in the next sprint, the next week, what should I do next?
Yep, that
Modify
one.
and filter
Yeah,
in the front end.
modify and also front end generate ID. I would say that sets up a lot of good foundation, yeah, for the next tasks. But
Okay.
yeah, congratulations. That was a good week. Yeah. So that was a good progress on the past week. And we are
I've not.
also now using NestJS 7, so it's the most modern version of
Yes.
NestJS.
I have much to learn in React, so I
Okay.
can make the front end.
But at least now you know how it works both on the back end and the front end. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my goal. That's my goal actually, to know how it's work both in the back end and the front end.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, sir, for the bug, the errors, and the inefficient thing in this meeting, like my volume, my laggy laptop,
Okay.
and so on.
That's good. And don't forget to push to GitLab, yeah, on
Okay.
the changes that you did.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Is there anything
Yep. I would
else?
say that's it. The last one would be to rate the meeting, yeah. As you can see on the Notion card there is a rating.
Oh, the rating. Oh yeah. I forget. I want to put 7 here because
Okay. So
I
I would put a 6
6.
there. Yeah, please put a 6.
Okay. Okay.
I actually want to put a 5, but we did solve some issues today. We did make the GraphQL query work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was actually good. But the meeting itself, yeah, not so good.
Okay. Thank you for the meeting. I think that's it.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.